Good afternoon. This is your host, Cora Dive, here to bring you another foray into the world of mythology. Today, we will be bringing you Gilgamesh Part 3. So bring up any materials that you might need, and let's get to it. Gilgamesh Part 3, The Search for Everlasting Life. Our cast of characters. Gilgamesh, the warrior king of Uruk, a scorpion man who is half man, half monster, a scorpion woman who is half woman, half monster, Urshanabi, an aged boatman, Siduri, a seaside woman, Utnapishtim, an ageless man, wife, the wife of Utnapishtim, Enlil, the god of earth and air, Shamash, the god of the sun, the god of wisdom. Now that we have our basics, let's begin. As the wind whipped through the lonesome crags of Mount Mashu, a tattered figure climbed, a man whose hair flowed long and free and whose shoulders were covered by the skin of a lion. He looked upon the twin peaks of the mountain that reached the roof of heaven and guard Shamash, god of the sun, as he rises and sets each day. Almost there. Climbing over a jutting ledge, the man came to a pair of tall stone doors, the mountain gate. Standing guard before these doors were two creatures whose bodies were half human, half scorpion. "Halt, trespasser! Turn back! Turn back!" The scorpion gods leveled their jagged spears toward him. "I come in peace, on an errand of life and death." "Wife, what do you think this creature is? A man or an animal?" The female scorpion god scuttled toward the traveler, her barbed tail poised above her head, ready to strike. "He wears the skin of a beast, but he is a man." "I wear the skin of a lion. Two attacked me at once on these mountain passes, but I defeated them, ate their meat, kept their skin as a prize." "You liar! No mortal man could have done such a thing." The eyes of the scorpion woman glared shrewdly. "Of course not, husband. That is because he is not a mortal man. This is Gilgamesh, the king of Uruk, who is 2/3 god." The traveler threw back his lion head hood to reveal his handsome face, now stained and smeared with the grime of a long journey. "What would bring a great king like you so far from your land?" "The death of a friend, my brother, Enkidu, passed down into the house of darkness and dust." "Child of the gods, nothing past these stone gates can change that. Your friend is gone, forever gone." It seemed to the scorpion gods that two watery trails ran down the godlike man's cheeks. "I do not need your verdict, but there is one mortal man who has found eternal life. In my travels there are whispers of him, one whose name means Uta, found, in Napishtim, life." "Utnapishtim is far away. We have heard of him as well, but no human being has ever found him. He is called the Faraway for a reason. To reach his home, you must travel through the mountain, through the dark gate behind us.
It will lead through a tunnel of 36 miles of darkness as black as pitch. From one rising sun into the next, no light penetrates that place.
I am not afraid of the dark.
But you are afraid of death, and they are one and the same.
Neither pain nor sorrow, nor tears nor cold, nor heat will stop me. Open the gates of the mountain that I may continue my journey.
Very well. Go in safety, and may your feet bring you a safe return.
The scorpion man and his wife scuttled to the side and allowed Gilgamesh to pass through the gate of the mountain. As Gilgamesh entered the tunnel of Mount Mashu, all light of the sun was blotted out. He walked for miles and miles through the darkness. The darkness bore down upon his mind, but he kept his quest in front of his thoughts. Otherwise he would have despaired. Soon there will be light, and into this tunnel. He had walked 15 miles through the darkness, not knowing how many times the sun had passed overhead. There was no light before him or behind him. He walked 20 miles through the darkness. There was no light before him and behind him. He walked 30 miles through the darkness. There was no light before him or behind him. What if I have lost my way? What if I've been walking in circles? What if the scorpion people tricked me and there is no end to this tunnel? He fell upon his knees in the dark tunnel and cried out, I am lost! Lost! Suddenly, he felt the stirring of a breeze upon his face, and hope returned. He walked on. Then he had walked 33 miles with no light before him or behind him. He thought he saw something glowing ahead in the distance. Are my eyes deceiving me? But he was not deceived. It was the rosy dawn, the end of the tunnel. He began to run toward it. When he burst forth into the sun, he was at once blinded, yet he cried out with joy, the light of Shamash, the sun! The mountain tunnel opened into a grove of the most amazing trees he had ever seen. Instead of fruit-laden branches, these trees bore gems, sparkling with the heavenly glow of Shamash. A light wind helped show off the jewels' beauty by leading them in a graceful dance. For a moment, Gilgamesh forgot his grief and pain. For months now, grief has torn at my heart, and fear of death has gnawed at my stomach. Only here do I feel the slightest bit of relief. As the jewels danced before his eyes, Gilgamesh heard a faraway voice, the voice of Shamash. You have passed safely through the mountain, my warrior. But where are you bound? You will not find the life for which you are so desperately searching. Must I lay my head on the heart of the earth? Must I sleep the endless sleep? Oh, yes, it's the fate of all mortals. All but one. One was allowed to join the assembly of the gods. Then search on. Perhaps he can give you some hope. Shamash then left Gilgamesh to his journey, and the warrior king saw the wide sea spread out before him. He spied a fishwife sitting on a rock before her cottage, sewing a net. When the woman beheld the sight of the scraggy, lion-skin-clad man approaching, her heart flooded with fear, and she ran inside her hut and barred the door with a crossbar. Oh, looks like trouble. Wait, fishwife, wait! Gilgamesh drew his spear and beat it upon the door. Woman, let me in, or I will beat down this door. Why do you run from me? I am the great hero king, Gilgamesh. You look like a murderer. If you're a king, why do you look so worn and haggard? I have roamed for months over the grassy plains and the scorching deserts. The woman opened her door just a crack and saw that the man was sitting on a rock, staring emptily out over the sea. Please, my friend Enkidu, who endured all things with me and helped me conquer all things, has suffered the fate of all mortal men and died. Ever since he died, I have felt that he took my life with him. Must I suffer the same fate? Must I never again see the sun? Well, Gilgamesh, accept your fate. The gods kept immortality for themselves and gave us death. That's the way of things. I will not accept it. Fill your stomach with tasty food. Enjoy the love of your wife. Cherish the little child who holds your hand. Make every day of your life a feast of rejoicing. That's the task that the gods have set before you. But it will all end. Well, yes, but in the meantime, achieve the best life a mortal can. You have given me wise advice, woman, but I cannot accept it. I must press on and find the one they call the far way. Surely you know the way, living on the sea as you do. There is no way to cross the deep sea. Since the beginning of time, no one has been able to travel these waters, except... Except who? Well, there is a ferryman who can cross these waters. His name is Urshanabi. I've heard of him. Can you help me find him? Why? Why not go home and live your life while struggle against things that can't be conquered? Because that is what heroes do. The woman told Gilgamesh to venture in the nearby forest and look for the sacred stone statues of Urshanabi. And he did so. Well, here are the statues, but where's the boatman? Show yourself, boatman! Where are you? In anger, Gilgamesh drew his axe and smashed the sacred statues to smithereens. Soon an old man appeared out of the woods, carrying a sack slung over his shoulder. What are you doing? I am Gilgamesh, and I have shattered your statues, old man. What? Why on earth would you do that? So that you would take me on your ship to see Utnapishtim. Why would I help you after you broke my prized possessions? I apologize. I mean, why didn't you just ask me to help you? I tried. I yelled your name really loudly. Didn't you hear? I'm old. This is just great. Please help me. I am a noble warrior king, Gilgamesh. I am 2/3 god. And all brute. You broke my statues. You know, even if I took you on my ship, those statues were what protected me from the waters of death that I must sail over. Oh, do you have some glue, perhaps? Oh, they're useless now. I will help you, mainly to get rid of you. Who knows what else you'll smash if I let you hang around. But you'll have to cut me 120 poles, each 100 feet long, with which to pole our ship. Gilgamesh looked at the old man dumbfounded. Well, don't look at me. You're the one who smashed my statues. If I had them, we'd just sail over the waters of death with no problem. It's called magic. Gilgamesh did as the old man requested, returning from the woods with 120 100-foot poles. Now, you didn't get 120-foot poles, did you? That's a common mistake. They made their way down to the sea, where the ferryman's ship was rocking in the sea shallows. It looked dilapidated and weather-worn. That's the ship that can cross the waters of death. Hey, it's hundreds of years old, just like me. I'm not exactly a spring chicken. Gets the job done. They climbed aboard the ship. Now what?
Now, you use those poles to push the ship across the waters of death.
Me? Why not you?
Didn't you hear me? These are the waters of death. I wouldn't touch them with 100-foot pole. Get it? Because you're using the 100-foot pole. Well, never mind. You can use each pole only once before the water destroys it. Hence, 120 of them.
I see.
Good. Now get to poling. This ship isn't going to pole itself.
Using his great strength, Gilgamesh pushed the ship away from the seaside rocks and set it on a course out over the waves. How far to the land of Utnapishtim?
Well, still a ways. You're doing fine. A little to the right.
The shore disappeared behind them, and there was nothing but water to be seen. How much longer?
Hey, don't call this guy the far away for nothing. Keep poling.
Then at last the far shore appeared in the distance, and Gilgamesh cried out in joy. Then he realized that his last pole had just crumbled into ash. The ship came to a stop with land still in the distance. Wait a minute. That was my last pole. How was I supposed to reach the shore?
Well, I guess we won't. You should have cut a few more. Guess I'll just die here thanks to you.
You said 120 poles would get us there.
Hey, I'm not the bad guy. If you hadn't smashed my statues, we wouldn't be in this situation.
Wait, I have an idea. Gilgamesh took the lion skin from his shoulders and affixed it to the front of the ship. The brisk sea wind billowed it out, and the ship began to move forward.
Ah, clever. Behold, the land of Utnapishtim, the faraway.
On that shore was a high grassy hill, and Gilgamesh could see a man seated upon it. As the ship neared, the man stood and walked down to the shore to meet the ship as it sailed to a stop.
Greetings, Utnapishtim. I bring you a visitor.
Indeed. Although he was aged beyond time, Utnapishtim still looked as young and strong as Gilgamesh himself. Urshanabi, you sailed differently this time. What happened to your statues?
Oh, this bozo snatched them, young people.
The divine mortal looked into Gilgamesh's face. Well, who are you? Why have you come here? I am Gilgamesh from the strong-walled Uruk. I have come to learn the secrets of life and death from you. Gilgamesh hopped over the railing of the ship, unsheathed his axe, and raised it menacingly toward the wise man. Oh, you would threaten me. Yes, I must gain wisdom however I can. I will overpower you, and then you can tell me what I require. Ah, that's unnecessary. Wisdom is meant to be given freely. Put away your weapon. So Gilgamesh followed the wise man like a wayward child up to his simple mountain home. The wise man's wife was there, looking just as healthy and youthful as he did. Once Utnapishtim was seated, he asked Gilgamesh to tell him his tale. So Gilgamesh spoke of Humbaba, the demon, of the heavenly bull, of Ishtar, the jealous goddess, and the wasting away of Enkidu. When my friend returned to clay, I realized the same fate was in store for me. I heard that you, alone out of all men, had earned immortality. Teach me what you know, so that I can live forever as you do. Nothing is forever. Every man, from the lowly shepherd to the mighty king, has the same fate, death. That is a lie. You have earned eternal life. Listen to my tale, my friend, and I will tell you a secret of the gods. So the ancient man leaned back, crossed his hands upon his chest, and began his tale. Many years ago, the gods of heaven looked down upon the earth and saw that humans had become too numerous and noisy. So the gods held an assembly to decide what must be done. The clamor of these humans disturbs my sleep. They roam around bellowing like a herd of wild oxen. Yeah, well, we just can't wipe 'em all out. We can't. Why not? We are the gods. Sinadad, god of the winds, to pour heavy rains down upon the earth. Make it rain night and day. Flood the earth. Drown these little noisemakers. Now, all the gods were in favor of the plan, but the god of wisdom, he did not agree in his heart. I created rich pasture land for man and taught him how to plow and grain. Because loved us humans, he created a clever scheme. He appeared to me in a dream and told me all about the flood. If you want to preserve your life, abandon your worldly possessions, dismantle your house, construct a giant ship. I was a young king then and had many riches, but I loved life more. So I constructed a giant ship, an ark called the Preserver of Life. Himself showed me how to build the ship because I had never done so before. He commanded me to take my family aboard, along with the seeds of all living things, the beasts of the field and the birds of the air. Build quickly, the storm will soon be here. So I began to build my ship, and the people of my country watched my progress with great interest. By the end of the 5th day, I'd constructed the framework for my ship, which had 7 decks, and whose floor space measured a whole acre. On the 7th day, I completed my ship and placed it in the water. I went aboard with my family and the many animals of the field, both wild and tame. Now, a dad will cause violent storms to attack the earth. When he does, go aboard your ship. The winds of the earth began to howl, and the rain clouds gathered and rained a deluge upon the earth as had never been seen before. The people of the earth fled in terror, and the gods stared in horror too. They lamented they'd ever agreed to such a plan of destruction. For several days and nights the great flood waters over the earth blew. All the human race, except my family and I, were reduced to clay. On the 8th day the storm stopped, and I thought it was safe to open the hatch. Waters still covered the earth, but Shemesh was shining in the sky. The gods had destroyed the world, but saved my ship. My ship floated for 14 days, and at last it came to rest upon a mountain peak. After several days, I sent out 3 birds. First, a dove that returned to the ship, for it could not find a place to land. Then a swallow that did the same. Then finally a raven that did not return. By this I knew the flood waters had receded enough to show dry land, and I set all the animals free on my ship. We have survived. But when the god Enlil saw my ship from above, he blazed with anger. What? Who is this human being? They were all supposed to die. That's crafty Utnapishtim. He must have figured out a way to survive. You told him, didn't you? Oh, he must have had a dream or vision. This is your doing, I know it. But I can correct the problem easily enough. You are the ruler of the gods and are supposed to be wise. Why would you bring this punishment on mankind for no reason? Instead of punishing this man for surviving, you should reward him for his wisdom. Well, these words must have softened the heart of Enlil, for he appeared before me and my wife. He touched us upon the foreheads and declared solemnly, Until now, Utnapishtim, you and your wife have been human beings. From now on, you will live like the heavenly gods. I give you the everlasting breath of the gods. Well, right then we felt divine breath enter our lungs, and we've not aged since. Enlil commanded us to move here, far to the east, beyond the reach of mortal man. That is my story. The ageless man sipped his drink calmly. Gilgamesh stared into the fire. What about me? Well, the gods themselves gave me eternal life. Who will call an assembly of gods and bestow life upon you, Gilgamesh of Uruk? No one will. I must earn it myself. There has to be a way. Utnapishtim looked to his wife sadly. If you wish to live like the gods, you must have the strength of the gods, and you do not. Ha! I have slain beast after beast. A goddess wanted me for her husband. Oh, those are paltry things. I will prove to you that, like all human beings, you are weak. Give me a test, any test. I will do it. Then remain on your feet and stay awake for 7 days and 7 nights. I will. Gilgamesh obediently squatted down, and hours passed. But despite his best intentions, sleep blew upon him like a soft mist and conquered him. When Gilgamesh awoke, Utnapishtim's wife was placing a loaf of bread upon their simple table. Should we wake the poor man? What? Did I sleep? Surely not. Utnapishtim pointed to the table where there lay 7 loaves of bread. I had my wife bake a loaf of bread each day you were asleep, just to prove that you had slept. The oldest loaves were growing moldy, while the newer ones were still fresh. Realizing he had failed the test, Gilgamesh seized his hair in his hands. No! Impossible! You don't understand. Death is crouching in the doorway, waiting for me. It has claimed my brother, and it will claim me too. Do not let your heart despair. Although the gods have denied you the gift of eternal life, they've given you many other gifts: strength, youth, wisdom. Use those and live. Why ruin your life by thinking only of death? Why chase after the wind? Because no matter what happens in life, I know it will end someday. Think of all you've done. You've conquered monsters and challenged the immortals. You've traveled where no other man has ever ventured, and will return to tell the tale. A tale that one day will have an ending. Most importantly, the gods have given you the task of ruling your people. They've given you the ability to be the best ruler you can be. For your people, you can bring either light or dark, slavery or freedom, despair or hope. Don't you see that the gods love you because they've given you this gift? Gilgamesh stared at the man darkly. The gods hate me. They mock me. If you will not listen, I cannot help you. Will you tell me nothing else? The ageless one put his hand upon Gilgamesh's shoulder. It's time for you to journey home. The boatman, Urshanabi, was still waiting in his ship when he saw Gilgamesh returning.
Well, did he give you the secret of immortality?
No.
Blast. Could have benefited from that too.
Utnapishtim called to the boatman from the grassy hillside. Tell Gilgamesh to clean himself and restore his former kingly glory. Give him a regal robe to wear, and see him safely back to his home country. Oh, husband, he's come so far. Don't send him away completely empty-handed. You're right, wife. Urshanabi, Tell Gilgamesh of the secret plant of the gods. Perhaps it will give him some hope. All right, all right. After Gilgamesh had boarded, the old boatman pushed the ship away from the land. What did he mean? What secret plants of the gods? While you were talking to the faraway, I was able to cut a few new poles. Still upset about those statues, you know. Tell me about the plant. Easy, easy. Don't smash anything. The plant he's talking about is a plant that grows at the bottom of these waters. Won't give you immortality, but it will keep you as youthful and healthy as you are now until the day you die. Really? And it's here, at the bottom of these waters? Yep, at the bottom of the waters of death. Ironic, huh? If I tied 2 large rocks to my feet, I could go deep enough to reach it. But here's the trick. You have to reach the plant before the waters kill you. Well, I must try. Must you? Well, all right. Urshanabi told Gilgamesh where they were when they were directly over the plant's location. And the warrior king tied 2 stone anchors to his feet and jumped overboard. The swirling darkness of the waters of death filled Gilgamesh with emptiness as he sank lower and lower into the depths. Blackness filled his mind, and his breaths began to grow shallower and shallower. He felt his limbs shriveling, his heart growing cold, his pulse slowing. This is it. Death. Just then his feet touched down upon the sea bottom. There he saw a thorn-like plant growing faintly in the murky waters. He seized it. The thorns pricked him, yet immediately life and strength flowed through him once again. He cut the ropes that tied him to the rocks and swam upward, the thorn bush still in his grip. I have it! I have it! As he broke the surface, Urshanabi pulled him into the boat. Well, you did it. I must say I'm surprised. If I cannot live forever, at least I will live youthfully all my days. Here, my friend. He extended the thorn bush to the boatman, who grasped it, and the wrinkles and gray hairs receded from his body. Woo-hoo! Looks like it worked. I have hair again, and teeth. Oh, looking good. Let's get back to shore. I'm ready to hit the town. That night, Gilgamesh and the boatman camped upon the beach and celebrated their success. I shall take you back to Uruk with me, my friend. You'll love it there. I'll live anywhere, now that I don't look like death eating a cracker. I will use this plant on the old men of my city, and they will say that the men of Uruk are the finest and strongest in the world. They lay down upon the edge of the sea to sleep, the magical thorn bush by their side. But as they slept, a serpent slunk out of the nearby rocks and devoured the thorn bush. Gilgamesh awoke to see the plant missing and a serpent wriggling strangely upon the ground. No! What has happened? The serpent glowed with a strange light, then shed its skin. The serpent has eaten the plant. It's gone. Gone. What? No. Well, goodbye hair. Goodbye smooth skin. Goodbye teeth. You know I haven't been able to eat an apple in years. Gilgamesh knelt upon the ground and wept. The youth of the gods is gone forever. Now only the serpent will stay youthful, and I will grow old. Enkidu is gone forever. One day I will follow the same path. He remained prostrate there on the hard earth for many hours. Then he raised himself and wiped his face. Let us head for home. With weary steps, Gilgamesh and the boatman journeyed back toward strong-walled Uruk. As he walked, Gilgamesh thought of Enkidu, his brother, and their conquest together. He thought of the wise words of Utnapishtim. Then slowly, with each step, peace filled his heart. Perhaps the greatest tragedy of life is not that we die, it's that we don't take the time to live. I will bring light, not dark, to my people. I will bring freedom, not slavery. I will bring hope, not despair. I am Gilgamesh, and I will always be. So Gilgamesh returned to Uruk a wiser man. He had gone on a quest to learn how not to die, but returned having learned how to live. He inscribed his wise words upon stone tablets and hung them upon the glistening walls of Uruk for all to read, so that they could soak up a bit of his wisdom. He ruled his people with wisdom and nobility all of his days. Hear the deeds of Gilgamesh and do the same. This is the end of Gilgamesh Part 3. So what did you think of this entire saga? It's an old saga, one of the oldest that we know of. So, next time we're going to go into another foray in the lovely subject of mythology. I hope that you will join me next time. This is your host, Cora Dye, signing off.